everyone. Bonjour tout le monde. 안녕하세요. 캐나다 상원을 대표하여 가평 전투 68주년 행사에 직접 참석할 수 있어 영광입니다. It's an honor for me to bring sincere greetings on behalf of the Senate of Canada with our wonderful and beloved veterans of the Korean War in this beautiful city, township of Langley, with our Consul General, Director General, local MP and MLA who love Langley and British Columbia and Canada as we do. So much has been said already, and I just wanted to acknowledge that it was in record time that this beautiful Gapyeong Memorial Stone was brought from Gapyeong County here to Langley. I was in Victoria a few days ago with Mr. Lee Suk, President of Korean War Veterans Association, and Park Hun-suk 교장 선생님. They were with me to attend the late Peter Searson's funeral, and there were Gapyeong veterans there, and they wanted to know how did Langley become the wonderful recipients and the owners of this precious stone. And I think the answer is the people. All the people that were recognized and others behind the scenes. Without them, I know that it would not have been possible. But people make things happen, and so congratulations and thank you to everyone. I want to also just recognize that John's colleague and my friend and colleague, MP Mark Warwa, is currently at the Vancouver General quite ill, and we ask for your prayers. 여기 랭글리 의원님 두 분이 계시잖아요. 우리 존 얼닥 의원님 그리고 마크 워와 의원님이 지금 많이 아프시고 밴쿠버 제너럴 계시는데 기도를 꼭 부탁드리겠습니다. I also want to recognize Jay Shin. He's my candidate in Burnaby South. 우리 신철이 후보님 여기 오셨는데 같이 이렇게 참석하셔서 너무나 고맙습니다. Next week we are going to Fino for the annual ceremony, and the Gapyeong Memorial, which John Aldag was in care of as an official of the Canada Parks, is a very special ceremony, and it sits on top of Radar Hill. And I know that the veterans chose that location because they say that from Radar Hill they can see Korea. They can almost touch and see Korea. So it's a very special place. And I know Langley chose today because respecting the annual commemoration that's in Tofino. But as I was looking at this beautiful memorial stone, which is the largest that Gapyeong has sent outside of the county, it's the most beautiful and magnificent. Not only, I guess, we can see Korea from Radar Hill, but I guess when we're here, we can touch Korea. So this is so special. I can only imagine our veterans that are here and the Korean community that's here. 토피노에 있는 우리 참전비는 거기 그 레이더 힐 위에서 한국이 보인다 그런 뜻으로 거기에 장소를 선택했는데 여기 와 보니까 이렇게 한국을 touch 이렇게 딱 이렇게 한국이 같이 옆에 있어서 너무나 더 뜻이 있는 것 같습니다. So a piece of Korea is here in Langley, and how perfect and beautiful it is on this occasion. 정의와 평화를 위해 이름도 들어보지 못한 지구 반대편 조그마한 나라로 자원을 하셨던 캐나다 참전 용사분들, 그리고 조국을 위해 목숨을 걸고 싸워주신 참전 용사분들께 고개 숙여 감사 인사를 전하고 싶습니다. 여러분의 희생과 사랑 속에 대한민국은 번창하고 성장하였습니다. Korea is an amazing G20 nation today, and it's because of Canadians and others and Koreans who defended the beautiful country of Korea and the democracy that it represents. I know that we will always remember, and we are here together, and the peace of Korea is here in Langley. So thank you once again to everyone who made it possible. We will always remember the sacrifice that was made. Nous nous souviendrons d'eux. 우리는 늘 그들을 기억할 것입니다. 감사합니다. Merci.
Good morning, everyone. It's indeed a pleasure to be here to bring greetings on behalf of the Township of Langley and of the City of Langley. My colleagues from the city are here also. For those of you who don't know, there's two Langleys. We're in one Langley and the other one is just over there. Mr. Chung, thank you very much for those very kind words and your stirring speech. It brought me there and made me feel a little bit of what the troops went through and the struggle that was so many years ago in South Korea, and a very passionate speech. Thank you very much for that. So ladies and gentlemen and honored guests, I lost my page here, the wind blew it away. It is a good day to be here. We were here just a short time ago to commemorate this memorial, which was graciously donated to the Township of Langley and to the people of Canada from Gapyeong County. And it was a pouring rain, wet, cold day, as we all remember, those that were here. And, you know, I was very honored and impressed with the war veterans who were there with us. And, you know, it was not a nice day to be here, but, you know, you showed us the type of soldiers that you are. And it was an honor to have you here. And again, it's an honor to have you here with us today on this anniversary to commemorate the Battle of Gapyeong. The Gapyeong stone was presented to the Township of Langley earlier this year as a symbol of sacrifice, honor, and gratitude for the important contribution Canada made to the Korean War during the pivotal Gapyeong battle. It now provides the perfect setting as we gather to remember those who served and sacrificed, who gave their lives, Koreans, Canadians, and others, whose bravery impacted the course of history. When we talk about the others, we look around to all the flags, and I believe there was about 30 countries that all fought under one flag, and that was the flag of the United Nations. South Korea, Canada, Australia, you know, just to name a few, New Zealand, all fought under the same flag. They weren't fighting as 30 countries, they were fighting as one under the United Nations. A bond was forged between our two countries, and we'll never forget the soldiers who fought for peace and security and the valor they displayed at the Battle of Gapyeong. I had the honor to visit South Korea with my colleague, Mr. Bill Story, a couple of years ago, and we visited the DMZ and the JSA, the Joint Security Area. Also went to the Korean War Museum, and we saw the names of all of those who fell from all of the different countries etched on the wall, and it really meant something to me that the sacrifices that our soldiers made and others in the country is never forgotten in Korea, and we felt a very, very warm welcome wherever we went in Korea that I'll never forget. A very warm country, beautiful country, and it was nice to be there. So to the veterans who are still with us, and to all of you here for this service, I want to thank you for coming out today. And this is the first time that we've had this service here. It's a brand new memorial, and I'm sure this will continue every year, and then we will never forget. Thank you.
Honorable family of the Korean War veterans and all the Canadian and Korean War veterans who attend this meeting, thank you so much for your tremendous effort and sacrifice. Distinguished guests and the citizens of the Township of Langley and Korean Canadians, we are here today to cherish the memory and reflect the sacrifice of the heroes who fought bravely for the Korean people and died young during the Korean War triggered by the invasion of North Korean communists. There was an introduction to the Battle of Gapyeong, but let me tell you briefly on the vivid battle scenes of the heroes that we never forget. This battle took place from April 22nd to 25th, 1951. It was an operation in which the 27th Regiment of the British Commonwealth successfully repulsed 118th Division of the Chinese Army, 10,000 strong, that had infiltrated into the Gapyeong Valley at night, following our troops retreating from the front line. That was a local defense battle fought by the 2nd Battalion, our Princess Capricious Canadian Light Infantry, only 700 soldiers, and the 3rd Battalion of Royal Australian Regiment, supported by a New Zealand artillery battery. Although heavily outnumbered, the 27th Brigade held their positions into the afternoon before the Australians were finally withdrawn to positions in the rear of the brigade, with both sides having suffered heavy casualties. Then, the Chinese army had a concentrated attack on the adjacent Canadian battalion. In spite of the long battle that lasted for 4 days, under the fatigue and sacrifice, all the soldiers under the commander of the battalion were not at all agitated, but only decided to keep the position at the risk of death. Then, in order to repulse the Chinese army, climbing like a swarm of bees in the middle of the night, they called for an artillery strike on their own position. A battery of New Zealander guns obliged firing 2,300 rounds of shells in less than an hour, destroying the Chinese forces on that position. Though the barrage landed just meters from the position, Canadians were unscathed. At the same time, the 2nd Battalion fiercely hurled bullets into the enemy. The enemy stopped the attack and escaped to the north, leaving many were dead. It was a brilliant operation that stopped a large-scale attack by the small unit troops. Through the persistent regional defense operations, they effectively helped to withdraw our forces that were forced to retreat due to the pressure of the Chinese army in the Central Front. They also contributed to the defense of the nearby UN troops and ultimately to defend Seoul, the capital of South Korea. Our troops caused massive losses to the enemy in this battle, but we also suffered a lot of losses. It was a tough and careful battle. 3 years ago, I went to the Veterans Hospital to encourage Canadian veterans who fought in the Korean War. There I was greatly impressed when a brother who seemed to be very uncomfortable cried out with a fist that he would go back and fight again whenever North Korean communists invaded South Korea again. We should keep in mind that North Korean communist ambition to conquer South Korea has not changed at all. Today, North Korean communists are arming South Korea, aiming South Korea with dangerous nuclear and biochemical weapons. The victory ceremony of the Battle of Gapyeong was held in Tofino until last year, but from this year, we celebrate it here. Today, I'd like to suggest that since Canada and Korea are blood alliance, let us establish this day as a memorial day for victory and a goodwill day for Canada and Korea, and celebrate it forever. I deeply thank Mayor Jack Frost of the Township of Langley and his staff, and the staff of the Korean Veterans Association for making this event possible. May God bless Canada, and may God bless Korea. Thank you so much.